Greetings, programs. I am here, sort of, and I am welcome to Space Jockeys episode 5. We are going over Event Horizon, one of the most effed up, cool movies ever made. Man, if you don't watch that for the first time and are slightly disturbed, and you're probably, there's something. Or maybe we're just old and like people get less disturbed by the internet and stuff these days. But
well, here's the thing, man. This is basically a film that was Hellraisers in space meets The Exorcist. Paul W.S. Anderson really tried to go in a bunch of different directions and really tried to bridge sci-fi and horror together. And I think he did it in a very a really well way, like something we haven't seen quite like that in a long time. Not like we see sci-fi horror and we get things like Alien, right? We get where there's the extraterrestrial threat. This was a supernatural, spiritual effect, psychological horror. He mixed psychological horror and all the elements is fucking like Hellraiser, like I said a moment ago. I'm not even post-surgery like you, so I don't have the excuse of being a little bit brain damaged tonight, but I am tired.
Unfortunately, this movie gave us Ghost on Mars.
Did you not like Ghost on Mars?
I hated it. It opened the door for
the Ice Cube? Yeah, the Ice Cube, the Ghost of Mars, and Jason Statham.
I liked it. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I love that.
Who was the guy who did that? Is that the same guy who did The Thing? Is that
Carpenter? Yes,
John Carpenter. Yeah. Yes, that was a John Carpenter movie.
I have to rewatch it then. I got to give it another watch. It's been 20 years.
Give it another chance, man.
Yeah.
Give it another chance.
It's all right. It's kind of, I still have to, I've seen it a few times and I keep forgetting all the stuff that's in it every time I watch it. It's like one of those movies where I just keep forgetting what happened. I've seen it.
Dude, Diesel, we are going to be nothing but forgiving to you. Folks, Diesel, dude, you're fucking recovering from, what is this, like your 18th surgery?
Yeah, like it's about the 4th this year. 6th hernia surgery. Fine. They cut me real good this time. This one was really good, man, and it's just like nice. And then it's crooked too. Before it was like right in the middle, so that the scar would everything would line up. Now it's like crooked. I don't know. Maybe the guy was wasted or something when he came in to do it. Of course, he is old, and he does this guy does assembly line, man. I'm wondering if he's got a bunch of ex-wives and stuff he's got to pay off, because he does people that come in his office like an assembly line, and then he does surgeries like an assembly line on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Is this a doctor?
So were you actually laying on a conveyor belt while they rotated?
The pre-surgery was at the hospital was like a conveyor belt. It was just person all the way down. So I've had so many surgeries there that the one girl who shaves people, she came by that did it before, came by and was like, "Hey, I thought you weren't gonna be here again." And I was like, "Yeah, me and you both, Wall."
Well, Diesel, you didn't show up to Rogues Gallery till late, so I want to show you your intro real quick.
Oh, I watched it. I did see it. You put me on the Resident Evil movie guy.
I think this shows a little bit what you went through on the other day. So. We can all just watch this real quick. There's the surgeon.
Yeah. And he's about right there too.
And Darnell, we didn't get you either, and
I saw that. It was fucking great fucking flick, man. Great flick.
I've never actually watched that.
I do look like Jack Black. I get that a lot.
Hey, no worries, because so do I. Right now, I've gotten Jack Black a lot through the years, but right now, before I shaved, I was getting JD Vance constantly. So
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, if you turn into my channel on election night, maybe we'll have some fun for you.
Ooh. Is your surgeon Dr. James Andrews the one that fixes all the athletes?
No, the The Andrews, I know who you're talking about, but like this guy is just like the hernia surgery. I couldn't go to the people who did my arm. The clinic, they don't do like hernia repair, so I had to go to like the normal community hospital thing that's not too far from here. So
yeah. Well, I was saying that because like his, from what I hear, he's like an assembly line. He'll do like fucking 20 surgeries in a day.
Yeah, but he is.
Again.
Yeah, but he goes all. 80s? I think he goes all over the planet.
He's 80s, 90s. He does all
something
the
like that. Yeah, Andrews. Yeah, the Houston clinic though. That's where all the Auburn football players go.
Yeah,
and Georgia football players go to get like any of their stuff. So they're the ones who did my back. They're the ones who did like both my arm surgeries and whatnot. So like, hopefully that's good. I'm starting to get back all of my stuff back in my right hand, but like just in time to get all cut up right there. Yeah, I'm tired of that, but like maybe this will be all right. I just wish it was Wednesday already because I just want to be like, yeah. Give me a refill, damn it.
Yeah, right. That is smart. Wait for your refill until after the election. You're either going to use it to like self-numb or, celebrate.
Here's
what I'm celebrating. Let's say hi to the chat real quick. We've got right off the bat Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. I have to say that so slow or I fuck it up every time, and I do apologize. Great to see you here. And yes, you were first. Who else do we got? We got Darnell. We don't care about anybody in the panel, but we got Bat Sauce there. Leighton Gay. Fuck you. We are on time. As Gandalf says, we're here when what's the fucking quote?
It's like we're not here early, or we arrive exactly when we were supposed to.
We're supposed to be. Exactly. We're here right when we're needed. Bat Sauce. By the way, I sent you a link, man. If you want to pop in, you're more than welcome. We got Jason Clinton. What's going on, buddy? We've got Diesel. I didn't mean to say hi to you because you're right there. Yeah. And then we got MSK. Hello, MSK. We got the Angry Vulcan. LOL. That's great. I'm laughing out loud with you. Don't quite sure know why, but you know what? We're there for it. We got Adam. Naughty Adam. Hey, Adam. More Lovecraft, more good takes on that. One of the best, if not the best, space horror movie.
Agreed.
I don't really disagree with anything you just said there. I agree. Actually, yeah, we're gonna get into it. Let's see who else we got. And that is it for now. Maybe some more folks will show up as the show progresses. Did I already say hail to Emily Kruger, quiz master herself. The champion of music trivia is there as well. I think we got
Andy.
just about everybody.
Or Adam. Sorry,
I already said hi to Adam. I can't pronounce his last name. You want to try?
Piasecki.
Piasecki. Okay, it's not as hard as I thought.
Welcome. He says, bro, Diesel got that Transformers pick in the background. Tell me Transformers 1 isn't the best Transformers movie. 20 years too late. Love it.
Go back and watch our last episode. I think we agreed next to, what did we agree on, Diesel? We were talking about
it. There's lots of stuff in it that I just absolutely hate, but then there's some good stuff in it too.
But is it like between that and Bumblebee, like that Bumblebee and Transformers, like the first Michael
84.
Bay.
Oh, 2000. So, well, that was 30 years ago. So
it's between those.
It's good. It's just, I don't know. It's not really my jam. I can't get fired up about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Diesel's a no. Adam, I will say I probably almost agree with you. I got to put Bumblebee ledge higher than Transformers 1, but nothing can, and it's going to be a really, really fucking hard to ever top Transformers 1980, 85. That's just
86.
86?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. That's going to be a hard fucking thing to do. All right. So let's get into it. We're talking about Event Horizon tonight. Let me get this. There we go. You're the host. I'm the co-host. And
You got producer mods though, so you can go on top. You get to move stuff around. I don't know how to do any of that anyway. Even if I had, I used to.
Dude,
have
even if you knew how right now, you couldn't.
I could. I just don't want to.
You're like, ugh. And you accidentally kick all of us off the stream. Adam, hold on. I mean, we had the cartoon, and then they all died in the movie, and we never really got a good backstory. Well, while we did get a backstory in Transformers 1, I don't know if this was okay. Me and Diesel can agree with that. It's all right. Great. Not compared to a lot of the other back source material. Go back and watch the last episode if you haven't.
Yeah. We go back in.
Yeah, it was a good episode. Good episode.
All right. So we're gonna be talking about Event Horizon tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the trailer just to give everybody a refresher of what we're going into about tonight. Bum, bum, bum. It is this movie's pushing 30 years old.
Yeah, man. The reason Titanic was all over 1997. That's why this movie, in the summer of 1997, this was like, kind of a blip. Yeah. I did see this trailer in the movie theater though, and when I saw that trailer, I said, there ain't no way in hell I'm watching that in the movie theater. It's gonna be messed up.
I totally went to the theater to see this.
Yeah.
I pushed out and waited to watch it with a bunch of dudes, and we were drinking in a cabin before I was able to watch it the first time.
Sounds a little gay, but all right.
Rural Alabama, every party's a dang sausage fest, and everybody winds up drinking out in the woods. There ain't no women. There are women. You'd be like, "Would you?" Yeah,
that ain't gay. There just ain't no women.
That ain't no. Yeah, there's just no women, man. We just sit around
the Roman Empire,
and then we just get drunk, and everybody gets in a fight because there's no women.
I did go to see this. I went to see this in the theater here with I think it was I was in I believe this was my sophomore year of high school. So I went with a friend's mom, took us after, little gay sleepover. So here we go. Let's watch this trailer.
At 0300 this morning, TDRS picked up an automated navigation beacon broadcasting at 2-minute intervals in Neptune orbit.
This is incredible. It's the Event Horizon. She's come back. The Event Horizon is the culmination of a secret government project to create a spacecraft capable of faster than light flight. The ship doesn't really go faster than light. What it does is it creates a dimensional gateway that allows it to jump instantaneously from one point of the universe to another light years away.
Where's she been for the last 7 years, Doctor?
That's what we're here to find out. After 7 years in deep space.
18 people on board this ship when it disappeared. I want them all accounted for. Opening outer door.
It came back, abandoned.
Any crew? Negative. This place is a tomb.
But it didn't come back alone.
I've got some problems here.
Ship has been beyond the boundaries of our universe. Who knows where it's been? And what it's brought back with it.
The ship is reacting to us, and the reactions are getting stronger.
What are you telling me? That this ship is alive?
I have such one thing to show you.
Oh my God!
It knows my secrets. It knows my fears.
Vacate. I want off this ship.
I can't leave.
She won't let you.
God help us.
So that's the trailer. Now I do want to go with one more because this is a little retro, and I was so happy I found this. So let me share this one real quick. This is the old TV spot from 1997.
Did you hear it?
The Event Horizon is a haunted ship in space, and the scariest movie you will ever see. God help us. Event Horizon, rated R, now playing everywhere.
That's cool.
Nice little find there for the
Yeah,
movie.
man, that ship looks. You know why? That one reason that ship does look so good is because that's a miniature, and it looks
exactly
really. I think it's so twisted and gothic looking.
Practical.
Even in the inside of it, looks like some gothic cathedral or some kind of crazy shit. The medical
Yeah.
bay, the way the walls are, all the yeah, man, it just looks like. And then it's just like, hey, let's go walk to this meat grinder to get to the engineering. I'm like,
Yeah, one of the characters even states that it's like this
It's like a
doesn't
meat
look like a
grinder.
tunnel, it looks like a meat grinder, which is exactly what it looked like.
yeah,
Was one of my actual critiques with the movie was the over stylization. When they get into the housing where the the thing that makes them go fucking
the gravity
hyperspace,
drive.
whatever. Exactly where the gravity drive is, and it has literal like Hellraiser looking spikes
Yeah,
sticking out of
it
every.
took me a long time because I never watched the Hellraiser movies, and it took a long time before I made all those connections, man. At first, I never saw any of that, but then it was like I found that out later.
That's one thing. The Hellraiser connections are so prominent. When she says we have such wonderful things to show, that's
Show
an
you.
exact line from Hellraiser.
Do you know that this is
So-
also a heavy influence for a popular game franchise?
Dead Space.
Dead Space.
Well, two then, because there's another one.
What?
Mass Effect.
Oh, really?
If you play the game, they have the
Really?
faster than light drive, and if you look at the drive of Mass Effect in the ship, it's the same.
I know at
It's
one
like the same
point
thing.
in Dead Space, you have to walk on this big thing that looks like that gravity drive. That's it's got the little ring that goes around it, and you have to jump over it, and you have to go outside. And if you're not careful, it'll splat you just like everything else in Dead Space.
Right. Like I said, in Mass Effect, though, like they have the faster than light drive to like do that. It folds.
Is
space.
Mass Effect on PC or is it on like PlayStation?
It's
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's on PC.
And then when you go into the core of the ship, it's that same gravity drive from almost the same
Horizon.
from Event Horizon.
Yeah,
Right.
And I think this is Paul Anderson's best movie. Granted, when
I
you
don't
look
know.
at that body of work, man. I don't know. I think it's my. I don't know. What are you, Mortal Kombat?
I'm a massive simp for the Resident Evil franchise. Okay.
Oh, I like some of those Resident Evil movies.
So many
They're pretty
people
good.
hate those movies, and that is my favorite game series of all time.
Ooh, we're going to have to do a deep dive on that then, man.
Love
Because
yes.
I
we
have.
can do a
That's
whole
one of those.
episode
That's
on
one of
Resident
those
Evil.
like those lore videos that I've been going on. I've watched like 4 and 5 hour lore videos on all of the Resident Evil stuff, and I have read all the novelizations that I could. Man, I've read like 6 or 7 of the novels. Man, we'll have to do that.
Yeah.
While
I
I
novels.
acknowledge the movies are not the game series, not the same story. Everything's fucked up a lot. I fucking love them for what they are.
I think the 4th one is the best. Afterlife.
Yeah.
I saw that in the
I
movie
agree.
theater, and like and it was 3D, and there's a spot of blood that gets on your 3D glasses. You know, I kept going to wipe it off. So there's a spot that got on the glasses, like you would see. Oh my god, blood! You go to wipe it off, but it's like on the thing.
What do you think of Welcome to Raccoon City?
Horrible.
I
That
liked
movie
it.
was
It
terrible.
followed the game.
No,
Are
they
you're
put it. It
talking
was
about
like it was a mix of
talking about
the
the
first
newest
and
one,
second
right?
games crushed together and made so cheap, dude. When the guy comes in on fire and the dude is listening on his headset to the freaking, is it a garbage song? And he's like sitting there listening to the thing. And the guy comes in on the Anya, man.
I
don't
like the
take
cast.
much.
I didn't like that they changed Leon's race, but
Leon, they
Yeah.
made him Leon.
Well, hey, if you changed his race, that's one thing. They also made him a complete incompetent pussy.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was the other thing. Yeah,
And that guy having that one dude from Umbrella Academy be Wesker, I'm like, you couldn't have been.
I thought he was good casting. I like that actor.
The dude in the 4th and 5th Resident Evil movie was a great Wesker.
that was good. Yeah,
In those Anderson movies was a fantastic Wesker.
I'm not arguing that at all.
That was good.
That
He looked like
walking around in the
Wesker from
city-
Resident Evil 5.
Dude, if Darnell, if you enjoyed it, that's fine. I thought it was I thought it was
Yeah.
yeah, fair enough.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I thought it took a shit on the franchise more than what Paul W.S. Anderson did by diverting from the storyline and doing his own story.
I would love to talk about that because, like, I'd love to not get to know why you feel.
No, I think that movie that
Yeah, you guys
Darnell's
should hold
talking
off
about
until you do
was
the
pretty
actual
close to the
show.
games. It had a whole lot of the stuff in the games in it, and it took Paul Anderson about he would take aspects of the we got to go back to Event Horizon before we go off.
Right.
We got to say this
So-
for a Resident Evil stream, man.
Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna have to
Do a
whole
game
Resident
stream
Evil
and a movie stream
Ne-
on Resident
Okay,
Evil.
Darnell, are you cool? Next week, same time, we'll do Resident
Yeah,
Evil.
we'll do Resident Evil, man.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Next
Resident
week
Evil.
on Space Jockeys is a full deep dive into Resident Evil. Now, back to Event Horizon, which
show.
the movie, it drew most of its inspiration from Hellraiser and H.P. Lovecraft.
And it took from Alien and The Shining.
Exactly. Yeah, you can totally see those drawings, and this is art. Like, this movie is so loved and hated by so many people.
Yeah.
It either epitomizes space horror or it's just like complete shit.
Yeah.
Depending
I
on
haven't
who
met
you talk
anybody
to.
that really hates it, man. Everybody I know.
Oh,
is
I
just
have.
Like, yeah. Everybody I know, like my brother and I were just like, yeah, that movie was like written and directed and produced by Satan. That's why I'm so disturbed after watching it, man. I
I'm
had
gonna be
somebody
real.
tell me what was going to happen in the movie. It still scared the hell out of me watching it.
Oh, Selena.
It was just okay. It
Selena,
wasn't the
you-
scariest thing I've ever seen.
Hey, you're
Right. Now, here we are
You
coming
just
for
hung out with a
streams.
clown all weekend. You're desensitized to this stuff, man. Good grief! I can't even look at them pictures of iron.
No, look, it's scary. Okay, it was scary. It was good. I just, yeah.
You
You're
should have
dubbing
seen it
as the
20
scariest
something
movie?
years ago. You should have seen it like 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
maybe
It would have
really
been better.
scary back then.
Well, here I'm gonna kind of interject. When I try to get her to watch like The Exorcist or even Alien 1, it scares her way more.
Mm-hmm. Actually, scared. So I have not seen all of Alien 1. I need to go do that, but
No, you freak out and stop watching it every time we start.
I don't like aliens.
I'm just guessing here. I know religion is a big like hot button for people. And over the years, I keep thinking, what if it's because of the supernatural? They've gone to hell aspect is like turning people off, maybe because like, oh, it's Christianity, oh, like that. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think it was just kind of the execution, man. It's a great movie, but they didn't. And while I love this movie, it doesn't land a lot of the scares like I'd want with that. Like, I'm sorry, when Sam Neill shows up at the end in the scarred up thing, I was about 14 years old and I laughed. He was not frightening. It was like, okay, guy from Jurassic Park just got fucking goth. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I was just
didn't hit
because I know in
But
the South,
I love
that
all of
pops
the
up.
concepts, man. The
Yeah.
way that the ship went by folding time and space together to go from one point to the other and everywhere in between is where it's been is captivating. It's great.
I think that was the thing on Robotech.
And the scariest parts of the movie for me were all of the scenes where they're after they're
watching the video.
Yes,
that's the most messed up part in there. And all of that got, man, so much of that got cut out because it was so messed up. Like
they wanted an R rating.
Also, they had scarier scenes. I wish.
Oh man, they lost so much of that footage. They cut a bunch of it out because of like the execs.
Is it like on a DVD or something? Like
no, they put it. Check this out. You can't make this up. They put it in a salt mine in like Transylvania or something. And it got all ate up, man. It was like crazy.
Oh no, that's crazy.
Yes, they stored it in a salt mine. It's dry. It'll hold. So they put it there back in there, and like they didn't. This is that back in the days before like everybody was thinking about DVD special features and director's cuts and stuff, and all the footage literally got ate away in a salt mine in like Transylvania or somewhere, man. Somewhere some crazy thing. But there was a girl who was in part of that scene. Critical Drinker had her on a couple of months back. And like they were talking about like it was like people missing arms and legs, and they got a bunch of like strippers and hookers and stuff to do those scenes, and it was so messed up and everything. They cut so much of the footage out. Like I found a website that's got some of this. I don't know if we can show this on YouTube. Some of this stuff's pretty fucking up, dude.
Dude, I'm not monetized. Bring it up. You're
Let's
not
see
either.
here. Let me it's like different. The blood orgy scene, man. It's like they cut out so much. It was a lot more than just like a couple seconds there.
Like the flashes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they had to. Apparently the people at Paramount were like, "Yeah, you got to cut some of this out because it was going to be like NC-17." And the girl who was on Drinker's channel was like, I don't even know if some of this was legal when we were doing it or not.
Here's the thing, man. Several cast and crew on the set of this film said that they allegedly saw objects move on their own and feeling like really uneasy and sick during production. So there's a lot of backstory and lore there saying that this is should be on the list of cursed films, like right there with Exorcist, Amityville.
It really was cursed.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, a lot. Poltergeist.
Yeah, I don't doubt it, man. You should have heard the thing that when Common Nerd and I had the stunt guy from Nefarious that was on talking about all this messed up stuff that happened when they were making that movie, which is like one of the closest movies about demon possession that came out. It was released last year or something. John, oh God, I can't think of his last name. He was on, and it's been a while back. Yeah, it's been a year or so, and he was talking about all the things that happened while they were trying to make this movie and all the kind of the supernatural stuff that was going on. But yeah, I totally believe it. Yeah, but like, I guess Paramount execs looked at that and like, nah, yeah, you got to cut some of this stuff out because it was like it's cut down to only like a couple of seconds in the movie. In those couple of seconds, you're just like, that's messed up stuff, dude. Seriously. Even watching it the other night, which we watched it on. My brother's got one of these ridiculous, nice new giant TVs, and it has that ridiculous frame rate, which almost makes everything like really sick looking. And I watched it on that, and I'm just like, oh. This is kind of, yeah. Still hold up though, except for that part to me at the beginning with the stuff floating around in the ship. I'm like, you can see through that. You can see through that CGI. That's pretty bad. Of course, it's not.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
everything that's floating in zero gravity. Yeah, I don't have a bad time with that, man.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just like, I was just pointing out that like you can kind of see it.
That takes you out of it. That and Cooper when he's at the end, he's like, "Yeah, baby, I'm back." That whole
they obviously threw the Cooper character in there.
It's funny,
to, like lighten a little bit of the tension so that people wouldn't be losing their minds, man.
I don't want it.
Can we get? Yeah, let's just go right to the Cooper character. What the fuck.
Yeah.
I love comedy,
Okay.
but I hated him.
He
didn't
like,
belong.
man, the stereotyping, man, was
Stereotyping
so
is
over
through
the
the
top.
dude. Stereotyping like
When
it just pegged the
he's
needle.
like, "Hey, doctor, would you like some
Like some
coffee?"
hot
And the
black
way he's like,
inside you.
"Would you
How about
like
some
some
coffee?"
And then he goes to the chick, is like, "You want something hot and black inside you?" Like, are you kidding me? These are supposed to be professional fucking military.
Yeah.
He's
The
just
Cooper
saying that.
character was in there to try to break some of the tension away from the audience. That's what, but
Every
it was so
team has
over.
that guy.
It sticks out like a sore
Overbearing
thumb.
black
yeah.
stereotype comedic relief.
Yeah.
It just took away from the whole fucking movie. And the guy's a good actor.
He's
Oh,
in
yeah.
Terminator
Didn't have-
Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yeah,
He's
he
in,
didn't
he's
have
in,
to do what they
The
made
Rookie.
him do.
He's in Chips. He's in a lot of good stuff.
He could have just been a decent character, like
Yeah.
through the end. What they gave
I'm
him to
coming,
work with was horrible.
motherfuckers.
I'm coming back, motherfucker. My
If
God.
they took it, if they took that part out, man, it would have made it so much, would have made it even like, yeah.
It really takes you out of the
It
element,
does take
especially
you out of it.
after
Watching that
everything
the other
else.
night. You're right about that, man.
Yeah.
When everything that's happening, like, dude, his best friend, the guy from like Gotham who played Alfred, who's
Sean
there.
Pertwee.
Yeah,
Right.
Sean Pertwee, yeah.
when he's sitting there and he just fucking blew up. So his best friend just blows up, and his first response is, "Why this shit always happening to me?"
I got
Are you
3 days
kidding
to retirement.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is kind of what the fuck.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a problem with Paul W.S. Anderson. He isn't consistent in the direction he wants to go in his movies. Like, do you want to be like intense, like fear-inducing and everything, or maybe it's a studio? You got to throw some jokes in,
some humor.
yeah, some comedic relief. But
while these people are getting butchered from hell demons, you got to throw in some stereotypical black comic relief.
Right.
Dude.
Makes no sense.
And again, I'm saying the
3 days
actor
to
is
retirement.
great.
Richard Jones. Richard Jones.
Yeah, Richard B.
If he
Jones.
had better
Or T.
material to
Jones.
work with, his character would have been more well received. But unfortunately, with everything going on in that movie, he's one of the things that is most remembered and kind of memed on at this point.
It sucked, and it sucks because they could have written him a little less intense. What is it with the comedy? And it would have fit.
Yeah.
Because Pertwee and Jason Isaacs, they had a couple interactions. There was some funny like ribbing on each other. It fit the overall feeling of like dread.
Right. Their comedy scenes worked better than his, which was so out of place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, this isn't like diminishing the fact that I think this is a great sci-fi fucking horror classic, but it does really take away. And what we're going to talk about tonight is, does this movie have legs? Is it gonna, does it hold up in today's standards?
I want to say yes, but I know if you show it to like younger people, they'll look at it and probably like, that's stupid.
Sorry.
It won't affect them, or they'll think the graphics are trash and they'll just kind of shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for like us, it does hold up. I watched it again yesterday. Watched it a few times this past week, it being Halloween and all, and it holds up for me. Like, I still get the same fear in my chest, in the pit of my stomach when I watch it now than when I did in 97.
Right. And yeah, it does do good with the claustrophobia. Like when you see Sam Neill crawling down that fucking bright green little cubicle fucking tunnel. Yeah. Now going to Sam Neill, his most frightening appearance was his first. The final appearance where he's in red, that's where it lost me.
He's like bald.
Yeah, that was a bit. That was kind of over the top. But
I'm gonna let you guys talk for a minute because I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, the parts that always got me, because I had never seen Hellraiser, when she was like, "You had such wonderful things to show you," and then proceeds to like claw out his eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that's
it's-
pretty.
I remember the Latin that's chanted.
Liberate tutte me ex infernus.
My cousin to this fucking day will see me and he'll start saying that walking towards me. Creeps me that I get goosebumps just thinking about it.
Hell, man.
Scares the shit out of me.
If you start to Google it, man, it will like immediately pull that up. Liberate tutte me ex infernus.
Yeah, dude, I'm 44 and I still get scared when he starts like fucking slowly and softly like growling it at me. It's like, no, I'm out. Peace. I'm going this way.
Well, if there had to be a spaceship that was a conduit to hell, that thing looks like a conduit. The whole ship looks like some kind of crazy gothic conduit.
It looks like a cock.
Right.
It did.
Oh my
Like a dick with some balls.
It's like a giant dick.
It did. And what do most women say is the worst thing on a man? His dick. It's the not well. I don't know the exact thing women say, but like they're like, yeah, the dick is the door to hell or something. I don't know, something like that.
Black Hole is
Hole?
better than this movie
What?
to me.
Okay,
What's
fair
Black
enough.
Hole?
Fair enough.
I haven't seen Black Hole.
It's been a while since I've seen that one. But yeah, man, the this whole movie keeps me entranced, except for, like you said, the beginning with the dog shit 3D animation, the CGI, and then the jokes at the end.
Yeah, that does stand out. I had forgotten about that stuff.
I mean, look at this fucking cast we had here, man.
Yeah, I
There
know.
we
It's
go.
like,
You had some fucking greats before they were great,
I know, right, Lauren? Look how young Sam Neill looks too.
right? Jolie
Jason
Richardson.
Isaacs.
You had the Rohypnol guy from Kingsman. I can't remember his name, but he's in a lot of shit.
Are you talking about Sean Pertwee?
No.
Jason
Peter,
Isaacs?
Peter Marinker. He's a Rohypnol
Which
guy
one was
from
he?
Kingsman.
Hold on.
He was Kilpatrick. I think he was on the Event Horizon.
Oh, like one of the first crew.
Yeah.
that we only see in a little bit.
Yeah. No, he's the. I always call him he's the Rohypnol guy from Kingsman, because when they're like passing out in the club, he's like Rohypnol. It's just very memorable.
Oh, okay. Peter Marinker.
Marinker.
Oh shit. Okay. Wow, he's old as fuck now.
He is. He's getting more work now than he did before.
Right. Yeah, Sean Pertwee. Jason Isaacs, though, man. You know that dude, I think he wasn't even 30 in that movie.
Very possible. Let's see.
So again, yeah, man, the guy's like done so much since then.
He was born 63. 93. He was 34.
Oh wow. Okay.
He still looks young as shit, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
In the movie.
No, he looks almost the same.
Yeah.
Jolie Richardson from Nip Tuck. And her mom, of course, is way more famous than she'll ever be, but
Yeah.
Which one was Jason Isaacs playing? Was he the
He was DJ.
The
He was
doctor.
the medical guy.
Yeah.
Now, who does he play in? What has he been in recently? I'm getting completely
He's Malfoy's dad.
Hmm?
Malfoy's dad from Harry Potter.
That's one. What else? Hold on.
That's a lot of shit. He voiced
Like
11
Captain
robots.
Hook in a adaptation of Peter Pan. I like that version of Peter Pan too. That was a good one.
Yeah, he does a lot of voiceover work. I'm surprised. I'm looking him up right now.
Oh, and he's also Tavington in The Patriot. The
Oh,
British
yeah.
captain who tries to switch sides.
He is, yeah.
I forgot about that.
And I'm totally on like.
And then Jack and Noseworthy, the 90s heartthrob.
You think that looks like a dick?
From underneath, when they're showing it's panning across one point, it's like, that's a dick. Just
it looks more like a UTI device.
An IUD.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, IUD. What?
I was gonna say UTI.
I mean, I guess
Whatever.
IUD is also a gateway to hell too.
It looks like an IED.
A UTI.
Whatever they're called, man.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
know. I don't have any reason to put anything inside me. You think
There's
I know
one
the
part,
exact lettering?
one part where it like pans from the back to the front, and it kind of hides the wings a little bit in like this into space.
Yeah,
And I'm like, yeah, it's like a dick.
Hold on, let me see here.
Oh man, but yeah, like the way they have it, like spaced the cockpit away from the engineering, just held together by those beams. Totally creeps you the fuck out.
I'm telling you, I just thought of it now, but the thing, it looks like a conduit, man. It looks like the way that with the scaffolding and everything on it, it looks like some kind of conduit that would be on the top of an antenna on the top of a building.
Ghostbusters 1.
Yeah, like it would be on the top of the building, like summoning Gozer.
Yeah, I could see that.
Now,
yeah,
with this
Adam
movie, I
also
wonder,
like across.
did they ever make any toys to go along with it?
No, I don't think there was like no. But I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna get a model of that thing one day.
I think
I
you
like
can
how the
find
hall.
those.
You know what trips out though about the hallway? They walk through the hallway in case they're like in case the ship they need to evacuate from the gravity drive. They can use the forward section as a life, so they blow up the center section. Why don't you just have it like separate and like fly off instead of no? We gotta.
I guess they can't shut it off once it starts. They can't stop it.
And maybe it takes power from the front. I don't know, but like it's like they got to explode that middle section to blast the other section away. And what are those things on the front of it too, man? Look at the front part of it.
Now, it looks like somebody did make a good prop. The nail gun.
That looks awesome.
Oh, that rivet gun?
Yeah. It's functioning too. Nice.
I wonder if I can do drywall with it.
You punch through 2 apartments down.
Yeah, you can do.
Wait, what is this?
This is a prop somebody made from the nail gun.
Oh, that's
from the
cool.
movie.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
pretty
a
cool.
rivet gun the guy was using.
The back part has the
hole
attachment.
repair.
You put a female intimacy item on the back, and it just.
What are you talking
You just see the back kick like popping out every time he pulls the trigger. I can see the cross too. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, dude, like you said, with it's the fucking doctor from Jurassic Park. I know he's been in a couple of dark things.
He was in the 3rd Omen movie.
That's it. I hadn't really seen anything with him in it that wasn't like
nice or family oriented. You know, like that's what you think of. You're just like,
he's
whoa,
really
it's
not.
Alan Grant. When did he turn into Satan?
He was in A Cry in the Dark with
oh yeah,
what's her name? Meryl Streep.
It
The Dingo Got My Baby.
Yeah,
movie.
it kind of gave away he was the bad guy in the trailer, but it didn't. You didn't know how bad he was, how like what he was capable of.
Another movie I liked him in was Daybreakers. I thought he was great in that. That's a good
yeah.
Now,
That's a good one.
the thing about this film, like, do you think that he consciously sent that ship to hell because his wife killed herself?
No,
I think he went. I think I personally think he went crazy building the drive, and he thinks he can get to his wife.
It's something like.
I think everything that happened with him starting to see things happened after the ship went into the unknown origin. That's when he started seeing the visions of his wife and everything else. I think everything happened
That or
before
when
that.
it came, I think maybe when it came back is when he started seeing all of that stuff.
Could have been that too. Yeah, not
makes sense.
during. It didn't have anything to do with his building it.
Well,
I think his building it and everything led to his wife's suicide.
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, I could see that. But like for me, like the way like he was building it to try and find try to find where she went. You know, like the whole religion, soul went somewhere, trying to find her soul. That's what I think. And then it came back and like it knew, hey, I'm gonna get him over here. I'm gonna trick him into thinking his wife's here.
Right. Yeah, I really think that it was kind of after. That's just my perspective. But I think this movie leaves it up to whoever's watching it to kind of interpret their own, decisions when it comes. Yeah, interpret their own decisions. Fuck off.
That's quite.
You know what I mean?
That's quite.
The thing.
Oh yeah, the thing with the thing and the hair. Yeah.
All right, what do we got here? Who's sharing the screen? Let's watch this.
Spacesuits.
Is this one mine or is it?
I don't know. It ain't me.
You put it on the stage. I
Hey,
just
everybody, Adam Savage at Prop Store in London with Stephen Lane. Maybe one of the few people who has way more spacesuits than I do. And he's got an unparalleled collection. Stephen, tell me what this suit is from.
So this is from Event Horizon, coming up on its 25th anniversary. I can't believe it's 25 years. I got down on the set of this film, actually.
You did?
I did, yeah. Amazing experience to walk around the set of this one. A lot of blood and guts and gore everywhere.
But those sets were really large and ambitious.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, one vivid memory I have is after they wrapped on that. Do you remember the impaled bodies? They had all the impaled bodies with all the spikes coming out of them.
Yeah.
Those were just sitting on the back lot of Pinewood Studios for weeks, if not months afterwards. Just these guys out like this. But this is Lawrence Fishburne's suit. So this is Miller's suit, the #1 suit. And this was made by FBFX.
Our friends who did Covenant, Prometheus.
Yeah, The Martian, and all these great suits that have come.
I do gotta appreciate, man. That is a great looking suit.
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
The design is cool.
Yeah, they didn't go too clean or too sterile, kind of like they did with the Alien series. They gave it more of a militant,
like a
weathered look.
Yeah.
It's like it's like gothic. It has a gothic feel to it,
and it's got the 2 lights on either side, which is good.
Come subsequently, and this is in fact one of the first movie spacesuits they ever did.
I was going to say 25 years. This has to be a very early. This is also a very unique film. I think it might be one of the only horror movies in space.
Yeah, I don't know. There's Alien.
No, it's not.
There's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Now, is it one to go in a certain direction that a lot of horror movies in space didn't go? Yes. Because it went with the hell aspect, which is great. That Lovecraftian, everything else. But the majority of space horror movies are extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Sure. Got the good. No, okay. Maybe we edit that part out.
I think keep it in, man. We're definitely keeping that in.
That's awesome. But I mean, it is I'm sweaty now because I got that so wrong. It is really quite a unique piece.
Yes.
Right? And I really appreciate how strange that movie is and how much I love it.
Yeah.
And this suit is a lot of your suits are harbingers of, NASA and the development of the spacesuit.
Yeah.
But like a piece like this just isn't.
No, it isn't. And interesting enough, this was also designed by John Mollo. So, of course, John Mollo was responsible for the Alien spacesuit, for all the Star Wars costumes as well. So this is one of the suits. He was involved with the production of this as well. and then made by FBFX, so they executed it. But yeah, I think it was just where people were looking at it and saying, okay, what can we do that's a little bit different? Where can we take this, you know, and how are we going to interpret what it's going to be like, rather than just trying to follow the norms and the trends. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic piece of work. I've actually owned a few of these suits over the years. We did a deal with Paramount Studios, gosh, it must be right back in about 1998, 1999, where they were disposing of the assets from this film. They didn't really know what to do with it. Wow. It was sort of at a period where the studios weren't archiving, perhaps at the same pace, especially for productions out of the UK.
That's crazy that they were just going to fucking get rid of this shit.
Dude, they were going to throw away all the props from Alien. Like all that, like there's a guy who's got this private collection, man. He wound up with like the Derelict. He wound up with like some hallways from the Nostromo, all kinds of stuff, man. They were just going to throw it away.
You'd think they would just reuse some of this stuff, or like at least take piece by piece and do something with it. Like to toss it away is just such a waste.
Yeah. Well, now they know that there's a massive, you know, market for the collectors. Like people will pay, for this shit. I mean, God, if I had the money, so much I would have paid for.
Or the space.
I think like handheld things they'll definitely reuse. I forgot what movie I saw. The girl PKE and Ghostbusters. It's in another movie. It's the exact same fucking thing, but it's like used to like find metal or something. Like small handheld things would be used, but a lot of the bigger ships and stuff, or like the models, they just trash that stuff.
It's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? It's nuts.
UK and Europe, they weren't freighting things back to the US. So we bought all of the props and costumes that were available that were still in storage. They've been sitting in storage for a few years. But this costume didn't come at that time. So I had Justin, I had Peters, I had all the other characters there, including Cooper's. And actually the Cooper one that we had in the collection, I don't know how well you remember the film.
No.
He sort of, he gets ejected out into space and he's floating on a piece of debris and he has to blow his air tanks out and then sort of eject himself and force himself back to the ship. And so.
Oh, Cooper.
Yeah.
Triangle, very interesting symbol in Lovecraft. There's another movie, I forget the name, where a town goes mad and there's a lot of triangle symbolism in Lovecraft and that type of movies. Anybody got any
space, isn't it?
Damn, I want to know what that is.
I don't know any Lovecraft movies. I really don't.
You probably do. You just don't realize you've seen them. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, it is. Yeah, I think that's it.
Which one?
I think it's Phantoms. I think it's Phantoms.
Phantoms. Yeah.
Phantoms.
Yeah. Yeah, it's his town of Snowfield, Colorado.
Affleck, you doping Phantoms, yo.
Affleck was the bomb.
Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
He's like the shotgun in one hand. He points at him.
That's back when he made a couple. I know I hate the guy now, but dang, that movie was that was my favorite one out of all of them.
Oh yeah.
So he had a whole mech built in, and this was all fully functional. It would pop out on his particular suit, and there was like a purge button where he's purging his air tanks. So it's incredible that, you know, this is the sort of the main character suit, but even this didn't have all of the functionality that wasn't sort of plot specific, I suppose.
I'm also really impressed that 25 years later, the electronics are functioning beautifully.
I was just saying, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
that is crazy. You would thought that LED would have died out by now.
They made stuff better back then.
Often a challenge for us. You know, we'll often come to a point where it's been resting for a few years and we haven't turned it on. You fire it up and something's not working. And in fact, at the moment, we don't have the main lights on. They're actually disconnected for a reason. The battery packs, all the power source for this was located in the back of this. It also drove the fans for the suit as well. So this has a vent system that runs in this. But the concept when filming this was that these were going to be powerful enough to actually use as the lighting for the filming rigs as well.
Oh my God! So they must be drained. They must drain the hell out of the battery when they're on.
Absolutely, yeah. It stays on for a few minutes. You literally see them dimming, and it was a big problem for them on set as well. You know, because they're carrying all this weight with all these batteries, but actually they weren't lasting any period of time. And I think, if I remember rightly, that they were motorcycle lights. So, you know, they had the right idea there. You know, this could be really practical. And I'm right in saying that Jim Cameron had the same idea with Aliens. Wasn't there shoulder lamps? Wasn't the whole idea for the POV from the Colonial Marines that he wanted to use that light off the top of their shoulders to sort of see where they were looking?
They use it all over the place. And consequently, it's very hard to make that shoulder light dim enough that it's tolerable around humans.
Yes. Yeah, that's the problem with this. If those were on, you'd be like, I can't see. I'm blinded. But yeah, it's got some great functionality in here. You got all the lights in here. It's difficult to see. We'll get some shots maybe in a minute. The inside also has all this sort of light and functionality. And I think that's where they're starting to think about how we're going to address, you know, the inside. Are we going to actually see inside the helmet at any point? We're going to have to sort of raise the bar a little bit with it.
Well, and speaking of John Mallow, not many people.
I mean, I got to say, that's one thing with the design is both good and bad with this movie. Over stylization for some things, and then some of it they just got so right. It's perfect. The costuming, I would say, is one of the things they got 100% right. And these suits are a great example of that.
The years, they were a little bit off because it was supposed to go missing in 2040. Should have added like 21 or 2240 to that.
Yeah, that would have been a lot cooler, but then it wouldn't have worked with the plot, you know, with the Sam Neill's character being involved with the creation of the ship and the ship's drive and everything.
Maybe.
So
2030 first colony on Mars or on the moon or something, first permanent colony. Like, yeah, we're a few years from that. Maybe we can get rid of the communists. We might be able to do something.
So Adam says the movie's The Void. That's what he's thinking of.
The Void.
The Void. Okay.
Very, very, very Lovecraftian. Big time.
Still, the most Lovecraftian movie is The Reanimator.
I've never seen that.
No, also not at all.
I'm not gonna say you need to see it, but you need to see it.
Oh, yeah, everybody has to see The Reanimator. Oh my god. If anybody goes up to you like this, you know what they're talking about. You know,
don't let them.
Like this?
Don't let them. Don't let them.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Robert Campton, and you know, come on.
No one touches
now,
my face.
The craziest thing about this movie being is kind of like it's considered a B movie by today's standards is the acting and the actors that we had in this are fucking incredible.
Yeah, they don't play like that's the difference between a B movie and not a B movie. When you got people that act like it's not a B movie and take it seriously, man. And then
Lawrence Fishburne was on point, man. Man, I think this was his first big budget movie right before he went into The Matrix, wasn't it?
Yeah. It trips out. It's Cowboy Curtis.
Dude, he's a trooper, man. Talk about somebody like he worked his whole life and didn't get his fucking foot even in the door until he was in his 30s with Pee-wee's Playhouse to be Cowboy Curtis.
Yeah. Yep.
And then went on to do everything else he's done after that. Fucking Lawrence
Samuel
Fishburne
Jackson was in his 40s when he did Coming to America.
You're right.
He was 44.
And we've lived long enough to see him take bullshit roles that don't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
He used to be cool.
Yeah, I mean they're all sellouts, but
yeah, some more than others.
Talently wise, they're good. But yeah, they're all kind of pieces of shit. Man, talk about seeing your heroes hit a level you never wanted to see him at. Will Ferrell today, and I know this doesn't have any place on this show, but my God, Will Ferrell and Harrison Ford, what are you guys doing? It's like just shut up.
They can't,
you're
man.
Not,
they had
not
to,
helping. You're not helping.
They're in that cabal. They cracked the whip down on them, made them go out there and do that.
Right. They're not helping sway the election. All they're doing is making people like them personally less.
I don't think Ford gives a shit though. I think Ford cares.
No. Just write me a check and I'll say the words on the paper.
Like when I learned he hated Star Wars in the late 90s, I kind of just fuck him. I'm done with him.
I can see that. All right, Event Horizon. What else we got to talk about this movie? Let's see.
The practical effects, the makeup is fucking insane.
Yeah,
it is
realistic as fuck looking, man.
And I'll even say, I know you guys were talking shit about the CG early on.
Only that couple of
the beginning, just that beginning section,
because you could see through it. It's translucent, man. You can actually see.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
do it a little bit
now.
It's not that bad. I was just pointing it out, man. Look, I love this movie. It's mine to watch all this stuff.
It looked like the shit you'd see on Fox made for TV movies.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, now everything you see in Event Horizon is the shit you see on regular TV now. Like very like
except
low
for the
budget
except for the
TV
good
now.
practical effects, though. You don't see that.
Right. And that's the thing. Yeah, you don't see the model spaceship.
What's crazy too is you think that ship is you think that the Lewis and Clark is a big ship, and then and then they're trying to, when it's coming up on the Event Horizon, it's coming up on it and it's coming up on it, and then all of a sudden it breaks away, and then it has it. The camera pans back and you see it's just like a little speck on the outside of this giant, ridiculous thing. Yeah. What is the stuff on the outside of it, man? Like down, going down here. Like that
stairwell?
I don't know what that is. It's crazy.
I would think maybe like reverse thrusters.
Some kind of that's the only thing.
I don't think there's anywhere. I don't think anybody's actually meant to go inside that.
No,
like,
it'd be too steep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those are back, and I think those are like thrusters or something.
Maybe maneuver thrusters. Yeah. The other ones look like they're these up here. That's the forward thrusters. Like
it looks like everything in the middle
right there. And then that wall back there is the whole gravity drive, and it makes sense that it would be shielded. And there's actually he does make a scientific explanation for why they have to have that meat grinder looking room. Because you've got all of that magnetic stuff. If you're creating an artificial black hole, man, you're going to have you got to, if you're going to have to try to have functional equipment at the other end of the ship. And we're talking, I mean, this is completely and totally impractical, but like you would have to have some way to dampen that to go from like this, anything messing with a gravity drive down there to the front of the ship. And that's why that's kind of the explanation they use for that room that you walk through.
Yeah. So, there's something weird I do with movies. Something that's very weird. I can smell like when you watch a horror movie or a thriller, and you got cops go into a place where there was a fucking massacre. I know what that smells like. I could put myself in that mind frame and start to like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, or like, when there's a scene where like they're doing shit in the field. I worked in the field before, so I know what that smells like. When they're in the is it the cockpit where they have all the blood and
blood?
The bodies like stuck to the wall, like almost like thrown like
they got like smeared.
I can smell how horrible that room would smell. Like when they're in there, the scene's in there. I'm like in my head, I'm like, God, I keep like having to wipe my nose, thinking I've got the smell. I'm smelling it.
Yeah.
You ever do that?
I know. I think I know exactly, sort of, kind of like that, man. Like a dude who two freezers in the middle of July were unplugged, full of deer meat, and then we didn't find them until the end of August.
But like in movies, I'll do that. I if there's a scene, I will like smell. Like if they're smoking in the scene, I'm smelling it.
You know? I can relate to that.
I'm just saying, like if whatever's going on, I'm smelling what's on screen.
I maybe the lame one here, but I've never actually smelled a rotting corpse.
Yeah.
Well, it could be an animal. It's like an animal just that puts the smell in your head.
Rotting deer meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll do that. Any movie I watch, a basketball, like if I watch basketball, I know what arenas smell like, so I'm smelling it. And every time they're in the arenas and stuff, and
you smell the rubber, and then you smell the wax on the floor of the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't
Smell the wood for the bleachers, depending on what kind of bleachers they are.
And every time they're in the cockpit, I'm just like kind of like swallowing down some vomit.
Yeah, because they have a few flashes that show like those little window type things where everything looks like it was just exploded on there.
And you just every time the camera pans over and it shows the dried blood everywhere.
And here's the thing, man. And I think one of you guys even mentioned this before. The original cut was 130 minutes long, and the studio forced them to cut it down to 96 minutes. And the majority of that was like footage that they just decided was way too disturbing to ever be shown on film. And they were extremely afraid that they would get an NC-17 or an unrating.
Yeah.
And
so they just put it in a salt mine in Transylvania and it got eroded away.
That's true. I actually got that pulled up right now. Some of the footage from the original cut was reportedly found years later in a Transylvanian salt mine stored in a degraded VHS. The surviving clips are rough and poor quality, making a full director's cut unlikely. To create the terrifying hell visions shown in the video logs, Anderson used practical effects and hired actors to play out some of the worst fates imaginable. These short flashes include shocking images of mutilations and tortures, giving the scenes very disturbing realism. And it actually caused the studio to be afraid that authorities would think these shots were real. This is in 1997.
Yeah.
And people were so stupid back then.
I don't know. I think we're way dumber now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here's a little funny thing. So we are on the verge of completing the Terrifier trilogy, which Terrifier 3 is in theaters now, kicking the ass of Joker 2, which I love that. Highest grossing unrated film of all time. And while watching Terrifier 3, Selena had to keep nudging me asking, "Are you sure this isn't real?"
Yeah, it felt real.
It was so.
It really did.
That is a rough watch. The Terrifier movies are extremely hard to get through.
It's
Hell yeah, they are. I can't watch them. I ain't watching that clown stuff.
My favorite scene's still the bedroom in part 2.
What? What? I couldn't even. I could not even. No, it's not. I had to close my eyes. Okay, that movie.
He doesn't stop. I took it as like just clown shit. Like,
yeah, that's the thing that kind of helps me get through those movies is it's campy.
Yeah.
When he comes in with like the salt and bleach and just
he's like eating her, it's like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Oh.
Diana, no, we haven't watched the third one.
These should be on your watch list.
Don't
do it, Diesel. Don't do it.
It's hilarious.
But no, Diana, we haven't watched the third one yet. We're supposed to.
I still need to watch All Hallows Eve, the prequel that tells his
it's not really necessary.
Really?
Yeah, I mean you can if you want. It's a different actor, and it's just basically like a short film version of the first movie.
Wait, IMDb listed as the same guy, I thought.
No, David Howard Thornton is not Art the Clown in that movie.
Oh.
It's actually just a close friend of the director that he nagged into getting to sit in makeup for that long to do the role.
So he just looked them up, added to the must-watch list. Off to bed, East Coast, great stream. We'll watch the rest of this tomorrow. You have a great show. Have a great night, Adam. Thank you so much.
Later, dude.
And I think I already talked about how Event Horizon is actually considered one of the cursed films. Several cast and crew members reported odd experiences on the set. Some crew members allegedly saw objects move on their own and felt inexplicably uneasy, adding to the legend of the film was cursed.
Told you it was written, produced, and
Kind of
directed
seems
by
to
Satan.
happen with any movie that deals with this weird, like, interdimensional hell stuff. We're
Demonic,
talking
man.
about, like,
Demonic
anything
stuff.
demonic seems to follow these types of movies.
What keeps me skeptical is, one, my skepticism. Two, it's actors. Like, how we talking about, like, you paid to lie for a living, and now you're telling me to vote for someone. Like, I don't know. Like, how much is, like, are they making this up to try and drum up,
But this is
drama?
also crew, Darnell.
Yeah, crew.
Like,
talking
some
about
of
it
these
too,
guys
man.
are just 9 to 5, fucking.
I know some dudes that are like,
working.
hey, they give me an extra $200 if you just say this happened. You know what I mean? Just build up
maybe.
Because shit's like that been done before in Hollywood.
It really just kind of follows these types of movies.
And then how much is just in your head,
That's true.
Because I've heard noises and seen things in my house. It's your brain tricking you into thinking you see and hearing things.
Man, you ain't gonna believe until like a demon comes and grabs your toe and snatches you out of bed one night.
Didn't mean if you have I'm
It's my brain playing tricks on me.
I'm gonna put some coffee on. We can have a long conversation. Yo, we gotta talk, Chief. Come to my kitchen.
Despite its initially mixed reviews and box office disappointment, which kind of surprises me. When I went to see this movie, it was a packed house. Man,
not where I live.
Where I live, man. It was in Vegas. Maybe that's a difference, bigger city, but yeah, it was a big turnout for this movie. Man, we were all there for it, but yeah, it didn't do well. It gained a dedicated following over the years. It became one of the definite VHS DVD nasties, one of those cult following films. Fans appreciated its dark atmosphere, unique story, and a blend of sci-fi with horror. Today, it's considered a pioneering space horror film, influencing the genre and other space horror movies like Pandorium and Sunshine. I haven't seen either one of those.
Pandorum is a fantastic movie, dude. I love that movie. Yes. Oh,
Who's
it's great. Dennis Quaid and who is the guy? He was in 3:10 to Yuma. Ben
Foster.
Ben Foster. That's him. Yeah.
Oh, I like Ben Foster. I've actually met him.
Good. Pandorum is fantastic. I know Pandorum, dude. Watched it not knowing anything about it, and then I was like, oh crap! And then at the end, man, that's a good one. You got to watch that sometime. That's some good sci-fi horror. Yeah. It's also got what's his name? Norman Reedus is in there. For a little bit.
I like that. Well, hell, you know what? I know we're running out of things to talk about with this movie, so let's take a look at the trailer for Pandorum, something inspired by Event Horizon. So 1 second. Got to remove that first. There we go.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that. They brought that up with Pandorum. That's such a good movie.
Yeah, and that's something you expect to see Dennis Quaid in either.
Yeah, I know, right? It's completely not it. Yeah.
Where's the rest of the crew?
I don't really know, sir.
It's Lieutenant Payton. Anyone respond?
Where is everyone? Peyton. Our wives. They're here somewhere on board.
Hello.
Hello? Someone's been through here.
just wake up.
Yeah.
You'll never make it.
Those things out there.
They didn't seem human. They're fast.
Okay, from the producers of Resident Evil. So is Paul W.S. Anderson involved in this?
Yeah, it's Constantine film. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm stronger than you know. If they come after you, run. If you run and you don't look back. Help me!
What's happened to us?
We're becoming like them.
Oh my God.
My wife.
I've got to find her before those animals do.
You assume that help will be coming. Is that your blood?
Some of it is.
What happened to the passengers?
There's something wrong with them.
You're hunting.
How do you think you would react if you knew the truth?
This looks good.
Damn.
It's
All
really-
right.
in my
That's
head
on my
canon-
watch list.
In my head canon, the movie Inner Space with Dennis Quaid and Martin Short.
Yeah.
This is Dennis Quaid years later.
Years
and
later,
his
what happened
character-
after Inner
and Martin
Space?
Short's son is who he's with on the ship.
Oh, okay. See, you know, and I was, when you were talking about, as soon as I saw this, I remember I was like, Dennis Quaid, Inner Space. The first time I watched it, I'm like, this is so crazy. He was in Inner Space and he's in this.
It's the same character, just later.
Same character, man.
I got a weird head canon, man.
Man, I've seen Inner Space so many times when I was a kid.
I showed my wife the movie 2 weeks ago. She loved it.
So let's look at the next one. Sunshine.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Really?
Yep, really.
Okay.
Never heard of it. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, it's got Chris Evans and shit.
What we got?
Our sun is dying. Mankind faces extinction. Earth frozen in a solar winter. 16 months ago, our last best hope left Earth. Our purpose, to create a star within a star.
We have a payload to deliver to the heart of our nearest star. That star is dying. And if it dies, everything dies. There is nothing, literally, nothing more important than completing our mission.
Are you scared?
No.
I am.
Oh, good cast. I recognize everybody in this.
Wait, was that
Chris Evans?
No, the dude right back there.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, was that him?
Yeah. And Rose
Yeah, it was
Byrne
Cillian
from,
Murphy.
Get him to the Greek.
And then I recognize this chick too. I just can't.
She's
place her.
from Damages.
Rose Byrne.
Oh,
Damages.
okay.
She's in
Sold to the man in the cold sweat.
What's going on? We don't know. All the sensors out there are burned out. Only we're gonna know is if we go out there.
Okay, Chris. I'm gonna be taking control here for a while.
Yes, Cassie.
And I'm gonna be rotating us so damage is facing away from the sun. Do we understand each other?
Yes, Cassie. Establishing new alignment to sun.
See the damaged panels. You can do it? Yeah. We can do it. Oh, hey! That ship's moving.
Manual flight controls removed.
What?
Negative, Icarus, negative. State reason immediately.
Fire in oxygen garden.
Field sections 5 through 9.
Returning vessel to original rotation.
They're gonna burn up.
Canada, Cap, let's get back to the airlock now.
Shield in full sunlight.
Captain! Canada!
A large amount of O2 was burned in the fire. We do not have enough oxygen reserves to get us to our payload delivery point.
There's something else too. There was no malfunction on the airlock hardware.
The airlock was decoupled manually.
Wow.
There's enough oxygen to get us to the payload delivery point.
Everybody get here now!
There just isn't enough to get all of us there.
Warning. You are dying. All crew are dying.
We know we're dying. As long as we can live long enough to deliver the payload.
You will not live long enough to deliver the payload.
Please clarify.
We have remaining oxygen to keep 4 crew alive.
Affirmative.
There are only 4 crew members.
Negative. 5 crew members.
Oh shit.
Icarus.
Yes.
Who's the 5th crew member?
Unknown.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
This looks good.
These last 2 movies. If Event Horizon inspired these last 2 trailers we just watched, then Event Horizon did its fucking job.
Yeah.
Hopefully these are as good as these trailers look.
Nothing will survive.
Oh, I guarantee you Pandorum is.
Not your parents. Not your children. Not even stars.
Wow.
That looks good. What year is that from?
It looks
2007.
like 2007.
Yeah.
That looks good. I never heard of it.
They're
Me
both good
neither.
movies. They're both good movies.
Very psyched. So, so whether or not you love or hate Event Horizon, I think it kind of left its mark on the genre, and especially if it led to, you know, creators making movies like this. So, all right, closing thoughts on Event Horizon before we wrap it up tonight. Who wants to go first?
What a crazy movie to have a bunch of stuff ate up in a salt mine in Transylvania. That's nuts, though, right?
Why?
What a crazy?
Why would he
You
even
can't
be
make
there?
that up, dude.
It's nuts,
I mean,
man.
you would think that with like a movie like Nosferatu or you know, Bram Stoker's Dracula, fucking Event Horizon, that makes the movie a lot more. It adds a lot more intimidation to the film when you know that.
Yeah, like I'm not surprised by that because the here in the South, I know in my area at least, not maybe the whole South, but like the whole D&D's evil, like demonic worship thing. When this movie was advertised, a lot of parents, like my kids, we had to go lie to go see it, and our parents are very open-minded to shit. They were like, "Yeah, go see whatever you want." But there was my whole D&D group were like, all our games were Lovecraftian. Our D&D games were Lovecraftian. So we saw this, we were like, yes, we need to be there. And we all had to lie about what we're going to see just to go see this.
Oh, Emily Kruger gives her gold star to Sunshine.
Cool.
Sunshine is one of my favorite
check it out.
space movies of the 2000s.
I watch
If
that.
Emily Kruger says it's good, then you know we're gonna
I need
fucking
to
check
watch
that
it.
out. We'll probably watch it tonight. Actually, that looked out of the two. Pandorium looked good, but Sunshine really
Probably
grabbed
looks
me.
better to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to watch both, but Sunshine really fucking hit me. Like, ooh, I gotta see this now.
So I'm looking for it. I thought Sunshine was part of like a trilogy of movies.
Oh.
Or I'm thinking some other movie where they have to restart the sun. I might be thinking one with Hilary Swank in it. It's part of like a trilogy of movies.
I don't think that ever panned out to a trilogy, but I think I
Okay.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I remember being pumped about that.
So Diesel, you're more of a sci-fi guy than a horror guy. Is this about as like horror as you gravitate to?
Oh, I watch all kinds of horror flicks, man. I just,
Yeah, but I mean, what do you enjoy?
Yeah, it's got all the messed up stuff. You know, it's horror and sci-fi, so I'll check it out. You know, granted, I like it. Just like Pandorum. I think Pandorum's fantastic, man. I think that movie's just
check that out.
It's so good and like goes in ways I had no idea that it was going, man. No clue. And I'm not about to ruin it for anybody. Just watch it. It's cool. And
Okay.
The trailer does not give it away either.
It's early enough. I think we might be able to put in 2 movies before bedtime. All right. So let's go around the horn, tell everybody where they're going to be, and wrap it up. Starting at the bottom. Darnell, what you got going on, man?
I'll be on the MSK show on MSK's channel tomorrow night. Tuesday night, 8:45. We have the next episode of Quiz Time with Quizmaster Darnell Quiggley, co-hosted by Iron Oxide and Mr. Burger. And then after that, I will be bouncing between Iron's channel. I don't know what show you're going to call it, and then Drunken Emerald's channel for the results Tuesday night.
Okay, yeah. The election
back
show.
and forth.
So we're still working out the details with the election show. I don't want you guys to have to if you guys already got something going on with the election show, do your own. I think anybody that wants to stream the election and be positive and like push this thing to the win, do it. Even if you're just it's going to be your first stream ever. Just fucking do it. Election night, great night to get started. We're probably gonna do it. We got something kind of fun cooked. We're gonna try to make it a party, keep everything positive. Hopefully, that positivity will bring forward
Positive
what we all need to see, and not the downfall of humanity as we've seen it.
Let's not go there.
On the line here.
I'll start playing taps about midnight on my trumpet.
No.
Right.
No, guys, no.
And of course, Diesel, you are more than welcome to join that stream as well, my friend.
Yeah, I might do that, dude.
If you are interested. I know I don't want to add any more. I didn't want to ask you till we announced it, and I want to make sure. Don't want to add to any stress with the post-surgery thing, man. But if
you're not adding to any stress. I might wind up jumping on. It might be all right, depending on what's going down. That sounds cool. I think Resident Evil stream next week would be good, man. Like I said, I have read all the books, man.
Those small novels?
Yeah, the novelizations.
Yeah. I got them right here, all 6 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so next Sunday, Space Jockeys is going full zombie in November. We're going Resident Evil. This is great. I fucking love this. One of my favorite franchises of all time, video game and movie. So
I got some fun stuff, man. There's a mod for the Resident Evil 2 remake that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, involving Mr. X, which is as soon as that son of a bitch shows up in that game, oh my god, you just like, it's nothing but stress for the rest of the game. It's I can hear them damn footsteps.
Might want to save it for that. Now, fucking, next week. That was the first next gen game from when I was a kid, when PlayStation and Sega Saturn both came out, and I was dumbass and asked for the Sega Saturn. I got the Saturn, but that was the first fucking game I played on that shit. Was Resident Evil 2.
Yeah,
I played 2 before 1. I'm like right in between the age gap of those 2 games, man. Oh my god.
Thank you, Diana, by the way.
That's the only one I haven't gone back. I got like it's sort of the remake of 1, but it's still got those tank controls and those terrible camera angles. And every time I try to play it, I get so stressed out I can't do it. Because it's like
the camera angles in that game. That's what makes it great. Those cinematic camera angles in the original.
Well, it's like
game.
I walk
We
two
have to save
steps
this
and
for
then my
next week.
control scheme changes, and it's like,
I've got a problem once they went first person. I got a
yeah.
problem.
Well, this was I don't
We'll talk
mind
about it.
third person. I just like
The way
I
the
have to-
angles
I
were
have to
set,
give
was
it- I
hard
have to give it
see
a-
where you were going.
Yeah, I have to give it another chance and go through and try to play it because I know it's such a good game. But every time I try, I get angry and like rage quit. Like,
what about 32X? I never had a 32X.
Code Veronica was one that made me want to shoot
the angry video game nerd's got a great couple of videos on the 32X where at least like look, it looks just like a toilet.
It does.
It's like they keep adding stuff to the Sega Genesis to improve the lifespan. To put
That was the coolest thing, man. They kept dude, the Genesis was a great system. We might have to do another episode that doesn't cover anything like where we don't actually talk about like film or video game series. We just talk about
game
video
console
systems. That would be a great
Separate
one
them.
to go
Do it separated. Yeah, you could do
Like
like
one night
Resident
Nintendo,
Evil the
one night-
movie. Resident
Let's
Evil.
go from the
game.
Atari on, man. That would be a great
dude.
one. We might have to make sure we can stay up late that night.
Man, you
and we start out
keep an
with
interest every
Pong,
week,
man.
man.
I grew up, man. I'm old. We had Pong.
Yeah,
my buddy and I would like he
control.
would turn the speed up all the way and make the little stick that long and make the ball go super fast.
No, Bill, you remember the controller was like a remote and you just turned the knob.
Yeah, or it had a slider that went up and
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
That was all it was, man.
First system I had was the Atari, but that wasn't because I'm old. It's because we were poor. So we got the Atari first, then we got the Nintendo like a good year or two after its release.
Yeah, we had a Commodore 64, which was like, I think there were more games on the Commodore 64 than anything. There was something like 20 or 30,000 games somewhere around there on that system.
You needed like to write 2 lines of code and you created a game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I remember on one time I had a programming book and I spent about a half hour writing code and it made a smiley face appear on the screen. I was like, this is bullshit. It's wasted a half hour of my life doing this.
Sir Obsidian's 100% right. The Sega Saturn was completely underrated. It was the more powerful system comparable to the fucking PlayStation. It fucking killed the PlayStation. The only problem was didn't have the games.
I thought the Dreamcast was a PlayStation killer too. I love that system.
The Dreamcast was an amazing system. And when
fucking
we
loved
talk about Resident Evil next week, we're going to talk about what I think is the best Resident Evil game of all time, which is Resident Evil Code Veronica. We're going to get into the movies, the games, the books, the lore.
Man. It's been a while since I've read
wait.
the books, though. Code Veronica. I believe I remember which one that was.
I'm gonna reread
Code
the
Veronica
week, man.
is a shit.
I'm gonna reread the books. I remember
We'll
reading
probably
them.
be able to poach a lot of guests for that one.
I've read through them all twice, but it's been years, man. But they're so good because
Didn't you, when you read them, didn't you feel like even a sense of danger, even though you knew in the game they survived? Didn't you feel a sense of danger?
Man, well, see, I didn't play the games. I read the books, and it definitely felt, dude. I had no idea who was gonna make it and who wasn't. I was just watching it just like the whole time. And the dude who
was like, what the fuck's going on?
And I want to say it's S.D. Perry, Stephanie Danielle Perry, that wrote those books, and she wrote her dad wrote the novelizations of like the Aliens comics and some of the Predator comics, and she wrote the Aliens versus Predator books, which had a lot of the stuff, or it had a whole lot of the. It was really cool stuff going on in there, man. So I read all of those, man. And when I saw that she had wrote all those Resident Evil books, I started reading those. Yep, that's all of them right there. Code Veronica. And it's got one, the Caliban Cove, that takes place in between. It's not a game. Yeah, that one right there. That's Rebecca Chambers. Takes place in between the games. It's not. It's an original story.
This is one of my favorite ones.
I'm gonna have to check those out. I'm wondering.
Oh yeah, Resident Evil 2. City of the Dead.
The biggest one. That's the thickest one.
Yep, that's one of the best ones, and it goes into. It's crazy because it goes into all the details on Resident Evil 2, both Claire and Leon. So you get through to go through all of it.
And look, it's small font, so it's a long read.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not something fast.
I'm gonna read. I gotta grab those things and bring and reread them, man.
It's not a fast read.
Which RE game was episodic via DLCs? I don't know. I mean, we're got to be talking about some of the newer ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look that up, dude. I don't know, man. I'm kind of old. My Resident Evil is like the original stuff, dude. The only thing modern that I played Resident Evil recently was Resident Evil Remake 2 and 3. I played 1 through 5.
4 is so good.
Now, Selena.
Deer in headlights.
What do you got going on?
Nothing.
All right. Well, you're going to be on the election stream with me.
Yeah, that's true. I do have that.
And whoever else. We got something fun cooked up in the mix. It'll be the Rogue election stream this Tuesday. Date, like time to be announced. We have to figure out when it's going to be showing. Make sure that we can stream snipe Crowder without any issues there. But we're looking forward to that. And anybody that wants to join, we've already sent some invites to some folks. But if we didn't send you the invite and you know who you are and you're want to pop in, just send me a DM. I don't care. Just, hey, I want to pop in and join that shit. And if we got room, we'll let you in. Diesel.
Yeah. We got maybe on the election stream. And then next week. Yeah. Send me that. Yeah. Send me the thing, man. That should work.
All right, cool. None of that. Rogues Gallery Fridays at 5:30 p.m. PST. All the other time zones, you know them. Just do the math. That's where we are, and we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I think everybody's about ready to turn it in on this Sunday night, but thanks for hanging out, and we'll see everybody again next week for Resident Evil, which will probably, that show is going to run a little later than tonight.
Yeah, it will.
I guarantee that. We got more to talk about with that one. Bye, everybody.
Later.
Bye.